Has enough time passed that we can talk about Woo Ladies? Welcome to Trick University. We're gonna go step by step. I'm gonna credit not so psycho. I think the username is Sexy Lexi, for obviously her screenshot here, and I also tag her. Then there was another creator that did it too, and I also tag them. So this is the beginning part. This will take a moment, so let's take a seat. So this is the introduction page, and it says chapter one is what even is a trick. Chapter two is bad bitches certification. Chapter three is how to sport real money. Chapter four is where to find tricks. Chapter five is how to keep a trick. Chapter six is how to ask for money. Chapter seven is bedroom and boundaries. Chapter eight is how to wash your cat. Bear in mind, you need if you are having like pH balance as well, please go to a gynecologist. Don't listen to anyone on TikTok what they're telling you. Go to your GP or gynecologist. Chapter 9, confidence has no size. Chapter 10 is Woo Lady's personal rules. So this is the main page here where it's, or not main page, it's the beginning where it says, welcome to this. She gives a little insight, showing a Chanel bag, showing the followers she has on TikTok, showing herself with, I think, money on her head, all that other stuff. And this is chapter 1. So this chapter 1 here is the definition of tricks. So she obviously went on Google or whatever place there, and it gives you definition. So people hear the word trick, automatically think of something negative. That's not what we're talking about in this book. A trick simply is a man who is enjoying spending money on a woman he likes, taking women shop. I do apologize if I'm messing up any of the words, whatever. I have dyslexia. Taking women shopping, paying for the nails, hair, booking vacation, sending random cash app sales, buying designer, and making a woman's life easier because he enjoys doing it. Not every man who spends money is a trick, and not every rich man is one either. That's why it's important to know the difference. Then she highlights here what the difference is between a trick and a provider as well, and says a trick spends money because he enjoys the experience. He likes the attention, the excitement, seeing women happy because of him. He's usually buying experiences, gifts, beauty maintenance, dinners, shopping sprees, vacations, and luxury items. A provider is different. A provider is thinking long term. And he said he's the type of person who's willing to help you build the future, basically like businesses, houses, loans, and all that other stuff. Then she talks about the difference between a heavy trick versus a regular guy as well, and gives that definition. We then move on to chapter 1 again. What makes someone a trick? What men usually start men usually start spending, and dating before expectations and red flags. So she says, let's look at this one here. When men usually start spending, it said real life doesn't work like that. So it says when there is a lot of women my dyslexia is really doing a number. Bear in mind, guys, I have a degree, so you wouldn't even think so. This is where a lot of women mess up. They expect a man to start paying for everything after one conversation. Real life doesn't work like that. Most men spend once they feel comfortable, interested, and feel like they are getting good energy back. Okay. Dating expectations, they says the red flags. Let's go to the red flags now. Says that not every man with money deserves your time. Watch out for a man who constantly brags about money, expects intimacy every time he spends money, promises everything but never actually delivers, wants a girlfriend benefits whilst giving the bare minimum. Wow. Make you feel guilty for accepting gifts they offered, try to control your life they bought you something, tell you don't believe in spending money on women. They move on to chapter 2 now. She said how to dress. She said no Tory Burke sandals, no braids, no ugly nails, no ugly underwear, no cheap purses, no fake jewelry. I feel like this is kind of weird, and it feels very anti-black, especially the no braids, because what's wrong with braids? There's a lot of beautiful women with braids. Tory Burch slides, I'm not sure, because obviously it's down to personal preference as well. What does ugly nails mean? And then she goes into detail here in what she's talking about. So she says, a lot of women think that bad B behavior is blah, 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 and all the other stuff. You don't need to be the prettiest in the room. Says even before you think about finding a trick, make sure you're putting the right foot forward. Your hair doesn't have to be 40 inches or cost hundreds of dollars. It just needs to be clean, neat, and fit you. That's where you kind of lost me as well, like that type of description there. Like, what does clean, neat mean? Like, braids can't be clean and neat just because you want someone to wear a wig, but you're basically saying, oh, don't wear a wig, but wear a wig. Or don't do this, but have your hair relaxed, like, please. Then she talks about designer versus expensive items, saying that, here's the secret, you can look expensive with cheap items, but then you just said how to dress, then you put down Tory Burch as not something to do. So it's very contradictory as well. And saying no cheap purses, but you've just said it's not making any sense. Sorry, my level of English right now is critical because I'm not even speaking English. The first part is about confidence, social media coverage, about would I follow me? Do my pictures look clean? Am I posting quality over quantity? Does my page reflect the lifestyle I want? Would someone take me serious after looking at my profile? I feel like it's giving a LinkedIn profile, the way she's describing this, like, oh, I'm looking for a job and all that other stuff. I have to dress the part. I now have to get a photo shoot with a suit and tie and a skirt, please. Then we move on to how to sport real money. And this one here says, and one thing I'm gonna tell you, everyone got money on Instagram, everyone got a rented car, everyone got borrowed chain, everyone got cash. The real question is, can you that they maintain the lifestyle when the cameras are off? A lot of women get caught in chasing image instead of paying attention to the details. Real money usually doesn't have to prove itself. Let's talk about what you should actually be looking for. One of the biggest mistakes women make is getting impressed too fast. Don't let one flashy purchase make you think someone has money. Anyone can rent a luxury car or for a weekend, finance a Rolex, or split bottle service with their friends and all this other stuff. But she doesn't tell you how to find the real money. But either way, it's not looking good. Then she goes on to here and says how to find the real money. She says, pay attention. Listen, when he talks about business, all this other stuff, does he have goals? Is he established? All this other stuff. Look at the lifestyle as a whole. Does he have reliable transportation? Does he have his own place? Does he keep his word? Is the lifestyle consistent, or does everything seem like it's for social media? Then he talks about how to judge based on social media. He said he should be properly groomed and dressed nicely. His social media should make sure who is this. If he sends a gift on TikTok, like. And then she gives the example of the viral video she had where she was saying that, oh, I never worked 9 to 5, and she's growling like a lion because obviously someone sent her a lion as well. I feel like this doesn't really make... Me personally, it doesn't really make sense. The only reason I'm saying that is because look at Kevin Samuels. He's an incel and a red pill type of guy. He was acting like he had the money, he had all this other stuff. But then when they found him, unalive, because obviously he died from obviously whatever health issue he had, and so because he was getting old anyway, he didn't have much money. He was living the way he was saying that he's living his so-called lifestyle, whatever. He didn't have any money. He was selling courses on to people, but he wasn't financially stable himself. He was living with someone that he was basically sleeping around with. He didn't have his own place. He was living out of a car for a period of time, and he dressed nice and whatever. So I don't get this. Then she talks about where to find the tricks now. She then lists all the clubs, said most popular restaurants, lounges, clubs, Miami to visit. Then she mentions the time that they're open. I'm assuming this is Monday to Friday. I don't know how the club scene works as well. Then she goes into detail here about obviously where to start and everything. I'm just thinking, this is kind of setting people up for failure, if I'm honest. She mentions again that how you can find them on social media. And she said jewelry pages, barber pages, sneaker pages, photography pages, her page, and similar men commenting and following. I'm just like, okay. Then she says how to keep a trick. And then she mentions her step-to-step guide on how to do this as well and everything. Like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't have to do everything, but you have to do something to keep him okay. Then she talks about how to ask for money. Rule number 1, never ask immediately. Don't text, hey, can I have 300? Instead, have a normal conversation. Timing matters. Rule 2, have a reason as to why you're doing it. And then she's talking about rule 3, don't beg. Don't beg is disgusting. But yeah, then she obviously shows pictures of her holding some cash, obviously in a club, I'm assuming, a car, and a Chanel bag. Then it goes into bedroom and boundaries as well. Just remember, everyone as well, no means no. So consent is sexy as well. So if you feel uncomfortable, never sleep with someone. And obviously, if you're in a position to get away from them, if you can, if you feel like you're being coerced, also leave as well. And make sure you share your location with a friend. But yeah, with this situation, I don't agree with her ebook anyway, by the way. I'm just going through it because it's interesting. And when I mean interesting to find out why she's talking rubbish in this. Even down to this, how to wash your cat. I don't believe she is a gynecologist or has the criteria to be telling people how to wash their cat. If your pH level can be off even after or before your period starts as well, there's other factors that can be taking place. The only thing you should be washing your private area with is water. You shouldn't be adding anything else with. If you have a pH balance that is off as well, go to your gynecologist. They went to school to study stuff like this as well. So why not go to someone that actually is qualified rather than a woman on social media telling you how to wash your private parts. Then again, she talks about confidence is not in size, but then bear in mind she was busy cussing down Tory Burch, saying you can't wear certain stuff, whatever. It's a very contradictory thing she's saying. She said, I'm living proof, I'm 230 pounds. And she does look nice for that. Nobody's disputing what she looks like. But I think it's just contradictory in regards to what she's telling people they can be confident in. Because in one way she's promoting Shein, the next time she's saying that you shouldn't be wearing Tory Burch. Don't make any sense. And this is her personal rules that she has on here. This is step 1 to 6 on there as well. So yeah. Then last but not least, she has a tricking university pop quiz as well, in case you've learned anything from this. But yeah.